Hello everybody, my name is Will Sellenrod and this is episode 1 of Collector Chassis Story Behind the Collector. Today we're going to be interviewing a collector and talk about his cars. Collector Chassis is a site for enthusiasts, collectors who are passionate about their cars. We give you a collection page so that you can put one or more of your cars on the collection page, tell a story about each car, and then auction a car from your collection. So I'm going to introduce you to Danny Perla. Danny is a very passionate car collector. Every time I talk to him, he's always acquired a new vehicle. So let's introduce Danny. Would you like to come over and we can talk?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm basically a real estate guy. I've always liked cars. From growing up as a child, we remember the old cars. I like the old cars, the classics. And now they call them the classics, not old.
So at what age did you first realize I wanted to start collecting cars? Was that something when you were young, or as you got older you started thinking this is really something I want to get into?
I started when I was a kid, and I missed out on an old Mercedes. I think it was 1950, with a gear shift about taller than me, and a square radio. And I was very smart, and I knew the transmission was slipping. And I called Mercedes. They couldn't replace it. Today, of course, you can do anything. So I lost out on it. It was all of $750, which basically in the 50s,
was a lot of money
that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I was smart. I didn't take the car. God only knows what it's worth today.
And then from there, you just started collecting more cars slowly over time?
Well, I collected models, then the models turned into real ones.
Okay.
And then I ran out of room. So I had to get more houses. So basically whatever's here is dwarfed by whatever's in Florida, and I'm also in Las Vegas. So it's enjoyable.
Okay, well let's start with the first car in the group here. So tell us a little bit about this one.
This is an 1982 Porsche. It's got about 32,000 miles on it. It's what's called a Sonderwish, which is a wishes car in Germany. They were the top cars where a person would say, I want a car. I guess for money you can have anything. So the guy spent his money and got his wishes. So this car, normally this is a slant nose, which was a $30,000 option. So normally the lights would pop up. In this car, he said, I don't want the lights to pop up. I want to bury them in the bumper. So
very cool.
This is called a hammerhead, or the lights were down below. The car drives, it's awesome. I bring all of my cars up to 100% maintenance condition. This car is as perfect as probably a car can be.
So Danny, was this a car that you were specifically looking for at the time, or was it something you came across on the internet and had to have it?
I was looking for all the slant noses as I am today.
Okay.
The slant noses are the premium cars. I think the prices have jumped incredulously, specifically on the slant noses. These are original slant noses. This car is what's called a rough car, RUF. This was pulled from the production line and taken over by Rough to make it into what's called a rough car. But this is an original Porsche. The paint is original, the slant nose is original, everything is original on this car, and it's
beautiful. It's an absolutely stunning car. So let's talk about the next slant nose you have. Tell us a little bit about this one.
This car is the epitome of the slant noses. This is the slant nose because this is in 1989. On the right side, the white one was the beginning of the slant nose, 1982. This is the end of the real slant noses, 1989. This is a 5-speed. All of the other years were 4-speed. The original slant nose, factory done. Not only that, this is a convertible, which is a very rare combination. I have an 89 slant nose convertible. It's black and black, and it's awesome. Of course, they're all turbos, 930 turbos. They are 0 to 60 in 5 seconds.
Wow.
And anybody could probably do it in 5 seconds, as opposed to the new cars, where my other car could do it in 2.9. The difference, I don't think you're going to see the difference, but this is awesome. This car is
And that was really fast back in the day.
To drive this car, and any of them, any of these turbos, when the turbo kicks in, there's nothing that's going to keep up with you on the road if you want speed. I don't care about speed. I care about beauty. I care about taking care of the car, and I want to drive it properly.
Okay, Danny, so let's talk about this Porsche here between the two slant nose.
All right, this Porsche, I determined I wanted to buy it brand new because it's a Turbo S. The S signifies the top of the line. The car has everything in it. You don't have to start loading up the car with accessories and what. So this is the Turbo S, and like I say, it's a great, gorgeous car, and of course it's a Turbo S convertible. And today you can't emulate this car. This car, the closest you can come is probably $30,000 to $50,000 more than I paid for this car, and I bought it in at the beginning of 2020. It was a brand new 19. I got 1,800 miles on it. All right, I broke the norm of buying Porsches with this car. I bought this car in 2009. This is a 2009, so I bought it brand new. This is a CL63 AMG. It's probably one of the finest Mercedes they ever put out. This car is known. These cars are known. This is an 8-cylinder. I also own a 2008 12-cylinder. I own a 2007 12-cylinder. They're all out of town. One's in Florida and one's in Vegas. They are awesome. This car is the best that Mercedes can produce.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love the color on it too. So it has black interior, black exterior. It's probably loaded with all the options
and I have
on it.
16,000 miles on a 2009.
So some of the cars that aren't here that you have in other locations, you want to talk a little bit about some of those? Which ones that are of your favorites? Or, I mean,
Well,
they're probably all
I
your
have-
favorites, right?
They're all my favorites. It's hard to sell them because you kind of fall in love with them.
Mhm.
I have a 1965 Thunderbird convertible with it's got the skirts, Continental tire kit. It also has a system where it divides it into a 2-seater car, even though it's a large 4-seater car. I have a 67 250 CE Mercedes British Racing Green convertible. Awesome. In Vegas, I have CL65. I have two 1950s Mercedes coupes. They're just gorgeous. They represent the era where a lot of times people think it was a good era.
Well, the cars always make the world a brighter place, and when people love seeing a classic that brings back to their childhood or a fond memory that they have, it just makes people feel good, right?
Absolutely.
So you probably have people that are pulling their cameras out even when you're on the road, taking pictures of the car while you're driving it.
They all want to kind of go back to an era that was softer and easier. I also have a couple of XK120s, Jaguars, 1954. I have a 57 XK150 in red. Absolutely stunning. Stunning to look at, stunning to drive. And so we go. I have another turbo coming in this week in red. Gorgeous turbo and convertible.
So it doesn't sound like you're done collecting at this point. It sounds like you're still in the accumulation mode, would you say?
Well, whenever I see a car that kind of I have to have, I get it.
Well, that's a nice position to be in. That's got to feel good, and then you bring it home, drive it around, and enjoy it, and share it with people.
Absolutely. And
That's
then we can
awesome.
talk about it, and Will can come over and film it.
Yeah, that's right. We may have to do multiple episodes at the rate you're acquiring cars.
I think we're going to have a series on this.
That's right. We'll keep adding cars.
Buy it and drive it.
Well, thank you very much, Danny. That was great. Unless
you.
there's, did I miss a car, or is there another car you wanted to talk about?
There are more cars, but we'll wrap it up here.
We'll
Series 1.
save that for another episode.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for coming over.
This is
Appreciate it.
Danny Perla, everybody, and what a passionate car collector he is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.